Hello everyone, welcome to Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. Today we are going to see a video on a classic Sudoku created by Matt, and this Sudoku is titled Overload, an excellent classic Sudoku. I finished it and I was just really impressed by the solve path. Thoroughly deserves a video being made on. Excellent Sudoku. The link to solve this is in the description. Do give it a try. Come back and watch the video. And if you're really enjoying the videos we put out, and have not yet subscribed to the channel, please show us your support. Do hit the subscribe button and leave a like for the video. Let us jump into the Sudoku now. Classic rules apply. So each row, each column and 3x3 box in the grid has digits 1 to 9 without any repetitions. So let's start the Sudoku now. 7 in columns 2 and 3, so it gives me 7 here. And 7 in box 9 cannot be in any of these cells, so it goes here. That puts a 7 in row 9. So row 5, 7 will go in these two cells because of these 7s. And I don't think I can mark any more 7s. So looking at the 6s, you can get a 6 here. And there are no more action with the 6s. So let's go to 9s maybe. You get a straight 9 in row 4. So that gives 9 in one of these two cells. And 9 in column 3 goes here. 9 in column 7 has to be here. Only one cell left. Okay, all the 9s have been done. Let's look at a different digit now. 8s maybe. Okay, I don't think there is anything going on with this Snyder notation, so we need to make center marking before we get on to the actual trick. Look at these three cells. There are only 3 digits left in row 1, so they must be 1, 2 and 3. And this cannot be a 1. Right? Okay, so before I get to the actual trick, I would like to tell you guys what I spotted before I arrived on that trick. The thing I spotted here was the 8 in column 2 must be in one of these two cells. In column 2, it has to go here. And in column 5, it has these two cells. Right? And in column 8, it has these two cells. So you will have noticed that this is a swordfish pattern. 3 columns and 3 rows exactly, wherein we have confined the 8s, right? Column 2, column 5 and column 8, and row 3, row 5 and row 7. So when you have such a case, the rest of the cells in those rows, right, these cells, cannot take an 8 because that will upset the number of 8s in those set of cells. So we know that these pink cells will take exactly 3 8s, right? And they have to be in the pink cells in those 3 columns. Now that means that these rows also take 3 8s, because if you consider everything together, it is confined to rows 3, 5 and 7. So which means if you put any 1 8 outside, then you would have to put 3 8s in 2 rows, which is impossible. So that is not possible. So, right, all these cells right here cannot take 8s. So for example, if you take an 8, let's say in this cell. So now in column 2, 8 is forced here because it doesn't go in this pink cell. And now in column 5, it is forced here because it doesn't go here. And you will see that in column 8, there is no space left for the 8s. No 8s can go in column 8. So which means we can use the swordfish technique. Okay, so 8 you will see in box 1 now has exactly 2 options because this is eliminated and these 2 cells are already eliminated, right? Okay, these cells we can remove because 8 is already here, right? And now in row 5, 8 in particular in box 5 has to be in these two cells because it cannot be here. It's an yellow cell, so it's eliminated. And 8 in box 4 has to be in these two cells. This cell is eliminated because it's an yellow cell. And similarly, we can do in the rest of the boxes too. 8 in box 8 has to be here. It cannot be in any of these cells, and it cannot be here, right? And the final box, 8 in box 9, has to be in these cells. So this is what I found, but I was surprised that this actually didn't give much. This swordfish actually didn't give much, except for the fact that we have kind of bivalued 8 in almost all the boxes. Oh, this one is left, right? So if we get 8s in any of the boxes, then we could fill the rest of the 8s. That's all this gave, nothing else. So it is at this point I arrived at my next deduction. So I was looking at this column. I noticed that 1 and 2 cannot be in any of these cells. So which means 1 and 2 must be in these 3 cells. Now, if you take a step back and think, if both 1 and 2 goes in these cells, what happens to these 2 cells, right? Let's say you have 1 and 2 here. Then 1 is eliminated here. This becomes a 3, and 2 is eliminated here and again becomes a 3. Right? So both of these cells cannot take 1 and 2. So which means this cell in column 9 has to be one of the 1 and 2s, and the other cell has to be here. Let's make it yellow, the other of 1 and 2. So this is the really gorgeous piece of logic I found in the Sudoku. Now you'll see that there is a 1, 2, 3 triplet here. So if this cell is a 1 or a 2, then whatever goes in here has to be here, right? Because this forms a 1, 2, 3 triplet, and this forms a 1, 2, 3 triplet, and this is common in both the sets. So which means this is equal to this. So this is a 1 or a 2, so which means I can eliminate 3 from here, right? So 3 is in one of these 2 cells. Excellent, right? So it is at this point the Sudoku gets really, incredible. The one deduction that you need to use at this point is, we know that this is an yellow cell and yellow is here. So this is opposite of that. Let's make it red maybe. So we have 2 cells which form a conjugate pair, right? If one is 1, the other is 2, and if one is 2, the other is 1, right? Vice versa. So which means a cell which sees both of these cells cannot be 1 and 2. So which means this cell and this cell cannot be 1 and 2. So basically this pink cell is what we are concerned about. So this cannot be 1 and 2, because then both of these become the same color, and that will create a problem in this box. So this cell right here has to be a hidden single, which is 8, right? It would have been otherwise a 1 to 8, right? It would have been a 1 to 8, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 4 and 6. So it is 1 to 8, but 1 and 2 are eliminated. So this is actually an 8. Excellent piece of deduction. So now we can put the rest of the 8s in every other box, right? Just looking at that box will give you the remaining 8s. Okay, so it's time to remove the pinks. Now we can use some Snyder notation to get some digits. 7 was already in these 2 cells, so 7 is pushed here. That pushes 7 in here. Any more 7s? I don't think so. Right. So 1, 2, 3 triplet is in these 4 cells, so that gives an invisible triplet. So this cell right here cannot be 1, 2, and 3. It cannot be 6, 7, 8, and 9. It has to be a 4 or a 5, right? So 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9, and you don't have 1 and 7 here. So which means this will be a 1 and a 7. So which means this will be a 2 and a 3. So 7 doesn't go here, right? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, and 8. So I need 4, 5, and 9. This is 4 or a 5. Oops, sorry. 4, 5, and these would be 4, 5, and a 9. Excellent. And in box 7, now the 1 is constrained. 1 doesn't go here, 1 doesn't go here. So that is a 1. Okay. Now let's see. 1, 3, 7, 5, 8, 9. So I need 2, 4, and 6. This is 4 or a 6 because of the 2 here. So 2 goes in here. It's 2, 4, 6. Okay, now the 3 in box 4 has to be in one of these two cells. It has to be here. So 3, 3 gives me a 3 here, which gives a 2 here, a 1 here, a 3 here, and this yellow cell is forced here. That gives 2 here, and 2 is now placed in box 4. This is 4 and 6. This is 5, 6. So 1, 4, 7 and 3, 8 and 9. I need 2, 5, 6. This is 2, 5, 6. Let's fill this up. 1 has to be in one of these two cells in row 5. So 2, 8, 9, 3 and 7. I need 1, 4, 5 and 6. Okay. Let's put that in column 8. 1 has to go here. 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 3 and 6. So this is 4 and 5. And these two cells must take 4, 5 and 6. Right? 5 doesn't go here. So this is 4 and a 6. Okay, so in row 4, 4 is in one of these two cells, which means this is a 6. So that directly puts the 6 in row 4. That gives 4 and a 5 here, which means this is 6. So this would be 2, 5, and this would be a 4 and a 9. Excellent. Really gorgeous solve path, guys. Once you see this, it's all easy peasy. 2, 3, 7, 4, 5, 8 and 9. So I need 1 and 6. This would be 2 and 4. This would be 1, 4, 5. This is not 6. 2, 8, 9, 3, 6, 7, 1. So this is 4 or a 5. And I have 4 here. So this is a 5. This is 4 and this is 5. So this is 4, which means this will be 1 and 5. So these would be 3, 4 and 6. 4 doesn't go here. 3 and 6. 3, 4. 1, 4, 7, 8, 5 and 9. So 5 doesn't go here. This is 2. This is 5. And in row 8, 3 doesn't go here. So that is a 6. So that is a 3. That's 4. That is 6. 1, 3, 6, 7, 2, 5, 8. So 4, 9 in one of these cells. So this is 4 and this is 9. So 9 is pushed here. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So I need 3, 5, 7. 5 is in these cells. So this is 5. This is 7. This is 3. 1 and 2. So 1 and 2. 1 and 6. Right? This is a 2 or a 4 for the column. So 2 has to be here. This is 4. This is 2. And 2, 3 is resolved. 2, 3, 5 resolves the 5, 1, resolves the 1, 7, 7, and 3, 4, 3 and 4. Oh, this digit. So that finishes off this wonderful Sudoku by Matt. The only piece of logic that was to be found was the fact that row 1 column 5 and row 5 column 9 are different. That comes from understanding that only 1 and 2 can go in row 2, row 3, column 9. So once you do that, the Sudoku was really wonderful to solve. Hope you enjoyed this video. So we've got something interesting planned for the channel. I will, talk about that in a later video maybe, or you might even get to see what that thing is before I even talk about it. But it's too early to say. So thanks for watching. See you soon.